Hi everyone, this is Sylvia McCrory with Christian Parenting Today, and today my topic is children and diversity, or diversity in children. But there's a lot of unrest going on in our world today, so there are a few things that I did want to say about our children. Our children don't come into the world with any hatred in their heart, and sometimes I think um, that we put it there because of our own fears and our own prejudices. So let me start out with the definition of diversity. Um, each individual is unique, and recognizing our individual differences. These can be along the dimensions of race, ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation, socioeconomic status, age, physical abilities, religious beliefs, political beliefs, or other ideologies. Um, you know, there are. It's not just race. It is, like the definition said, it could be physical disabilities. We were not created to look alike. That is in God's plan, the way that we were born and where we were born and our background. That was in God's plan. And one person is not any better than another person. So, um, with that said, I think that where I want to take this now is to some Bible verses. I think that we always need to turn to the Bible for our instruction and for our guidance. So, let me start with some Bible verses, and these are from uh, the NIV version of the Bible. So, my first verses are Hebrews 13:1 through 3. And it says, keep on loving each other as brothers. Do not forget to entertain strangers, for by so doing, some people have entertained angels without knowing it. Remember those in prison as if you were their fellow prisoners, and those who are mistreated as if you yourselves were suffering. Guys, there's a lot of suffering going on in the world. And when you talk to your children about diversity, one of the biggest things that you can do is to encourage your children to imagine what it would be like to be in the shoes of someone else, whether it is a physical handicap, whether it is, um, socioeconomic, the neighborhood they live in. Just remember, we need to remember this ourselves, but we need to teach our children. We need to train them from the time they were little. Imagine what it would be like for you if you were in those shoes. If you were hurting, there are people that are hurting right now, and justifiably so, and we need to put ourselves in their shoes. All right, my next verse is Romans 12:16. Live in harmony with one another. Do not be proud, but willing to associate with people of low positions. Do not be conceited. Folks, we are all children of God. God created us. God loved us while we were yet sinners. He sent his son to die on the cross for us. We need to have that love for our neighbors and our fellow human beings, just as God has for us. And we need to teach that to our children, and it needs to start young. Uh, the next verse, Luke 14:13 through 14. But when you give a banquet, invite the poor, the crippled, the lame, the blind, and you will be blessed. Although they cannot repay you, you will be repaid at the resurrection of the righteous. I encourage you today, and myself as well, to go out and do something for someone who cannot repay you, that there is no way that they can do anything to pay you back, that is the person that you need to help. And that's the way we need to live our lives every day. We need to do something for someone without wanting something in return, because the Bible tells us we are not to do something out of what we can be repaid. We are to do it because we cannot be repaid. That is showing true love for someone. The next Bible verse is John 13:34. A new command I give you: love one another as I have loved you, so you must love one another. Guys, we need to love each other. We need to embrace each other. And even in the turmoil that I'm seeing, I am very happy to see the times that people are embracing, that people are hugging, that people are understanding that there is suffering and there is pain. And the thing that I am seeing too is when someone is reaching out, the person that is suffering is a happy recipient of that. They are grateful. We need to reach out to those people that are suffering. We need to show our love for them. And then another verse, Philippians 2:3-4. Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit, but in humility consider others better than yourselves. Each of you should look not only to your own interest, but also to the interest of others. I see too much when people are saying to themselves, what's in it for me? What am I going to get out of it? That's not the way that God intends for us to live our lives. As Christians, we need to be doing for others and living for others. Do nothing out of selfish ambition. And so those are the Bible verses I wanted to point out to you. But I wanted to also just take a couple of points that came actually from our sermon on Sunday that our minister pointed out, and I jotted them down. They are absolutely wonderful points that we need to all be aware of. The first one is we need to be aware of perspective. Not everyone looks at the world the same way we do. And again, it's all about putting your, imagining yourself in that other person's shoes. You need to do that. You need to imagine the person that you see suffering. Imagine what it would be like if you were in their shoes. Do that. Then you may get a better perspective on the world and what's going on in the world. But you may be able to love better. So have a better perspective. Some people, their perspective is from a background where everything was great, but that's not the world we live in today. Everything is not great. So put yourself in their shoes if you can. And then the other point that I wanted to make was experience. Guys, we don't all have the same experiences. So it's going to be hard for me to imagine the experiences of one of my friends that lived a whole different life that that was treated differently. So my experiences are different from other people's, and that could be, it could be race, but it could be handicaps, it could be because of political things, it could be any number of things, it could be because of religious beliefs. But we need to understand these things, and the Bible tells us to do this. But more importantly, we need to teach our children from a very young age. They need to understand that everyone doesn't have the same advantages. everyone wasn't raised the same way, that everyone um, doesn't see things the same way that they see things. So when we teach that to our children, not only are we doing as God instructed us to do, we are making our children better at living a life that was intended for God. Um, and the last thing I want to share with you, and this just kept going over in my head today, yesterday, for a couple of weeks now. As a child, um, we would sing this the song, and I hope that children are still singing it today. I apologize, I have not been in the child in the children's department of my church for a while, but we used to sing the song "Jesus Loves the Little Children." I think it's about time that we start singing that again, and that we sing it and we teach it to our children. So this is the verse. This is the way the song goes. Jesus loves the little children, all the children of the world. Red, brown, yellow, black, and white. They are precious in his sight. Jesus loves the little children of the world. Verse 2. Jesus died for all the children of the world. Red, brown, yellow, black, and white. They are precious in his sight. Jesus loves the little children of the world. Verse 3. Jesus rose for all the children of the world. Red, brown, yellow, black, and white. They are precious in his sight. Jesus loves the little children of the world. Sing it. Sing it. And if you don't remember it, or if you have never heard it, Google it and listen to it. But it is a beautiful song, and it is a true song. Jesus didn't just die for me. He didn't just die for you. He died for everyone. God sent his only begotten Son, that whosoever believed in him should not perish but have everlasting life. We need to be training that, teaching that to our children. Everyone, everyone, not just the people that we go to church with, not just the people that are in the four walls of your house. Jesus died for everyone. This is Sylvia McCrory with Christian Parenting Today. Have a great day, and remember, Jesus loves the little children, and that includes you and I. Have a good one. Bye.